Hey everyone! So Z, our awesome researcher, put together this breakdown of Control, and let me tell you, this mode is a banger. It's been in ranked for a bit now, and I gotta say it's quickly become my favorite. First, what's this game mode? It's a round-based game mode where you keep your ongoing streak just like in Domination. Sides swap between each round, and the first team to win 3 rounds wins the game. You've probably seen this game mode if you're watching the competitive scene, since this game mode has been played for about 2 years now instead of Domination. You can win around in many different ways, because it's kind of a mix of a lot of game modes we know. If you're on the offensive side, you can win in 2 different ways. First, if you're able to capture both of the control zones, or if you're able to kill the enemies 30 times, because we have a limit of 30 lives per round. If you're on the defensive side, you also have 2 ways to win. First, if you're able to kill the enemies 30 times, and the second is if you can prevent the enemies from capturing both of the zones within the amount of time given. One of the crucial aspects of this game mode is how time works. At the beginning of each game, the offensive side has 90 seconds on the clock. Each time someone from the offensive side steps foot on one of the control zones, whether capturing or contesting, the clock stops. If you entirely capture one of the 2 zones, you gain 60 seconds on the clock. The second crucial aspect is how to capture a zone. Each zone is divided into 3 ticks. Each time you capture a full tick, the defensive team can't hop on the control point to clear it. Note that 1 tick captured 100% can't be cleared ever, and 1 tick captured at 99% can be cleared. Obviously, capturing a tick doesn't give additional time on the clock. 1 tick is equivalent to about 1 domination point. I actually haven't counted precisely, but it's around that. Just like in Domination, having multiple players on the control zone helps capture it faster. The third aspect is the life limitation. Per round we have 30 lives, and when you're down to 5 lives, you can't respawn anymore. So that means if the enemy team only has 3 lives remaining, there will only be 3 enemy players on the map, basically turning a respawn game mode into a sort of search and destroy game mode. The fourth aspect is the spawns. Just like in Frontline, we have fixed spawns, and we have a little bit of time where we're invincible when respawning. But unlike in Frontline, where it's like 3 seconds of invincibility, here we only have about half a second. But you're probably thinking, if we have fixed spawns, why is it a major aspect of the game mode? Well, for 2 reasons. First, it's not entirely fixed, it's more the side of the map where you spawn that is fixed. For example, on Raid, you spawn on the kitchen side of the map on defense. Depending on where the players from the offensive side are, you can either spawn neutral, which is here, or if they are close to the B site, you'll spawn either neutral or basket, and if they are close to the A site, you'll spawn neutral or laundry. That works from the offensive spawn too. You can either spawn neutral, gym, or on the bedroom side, and because we want you to be as prepared as possible, here are the spawn points for all the maps. Now you probably saw that, for example, on Raid, if the defense spawns on laundry, they are really far from the A site, meaning they'll take a lot more time to go and defend it. So controlling the spawns really makes a difference in attacking or defending a site properly. But one more thing, if the spawns are fixed, that means you can spawn trap. You know how in Domination on Nuketown, the spawns are impossible to switch unless you're literally in them? Here you could be in them, and they wouldn't switch. In competitive matches, whether it's on Arsenal or Seaside, you probably saw a lot of these spawn traps because there's only 1 spawn point on both of these maps for both of the sides. But even with multiple spawn points, if you place yourself correctly, you can still spawn trap. Here's an example. Here, Z is pushing from mid to kitchen, trying to regain kitchen and money room control to help his teammates. He took the first kill miraculously and picked up a second one who was trying to defend the site. Now in this situation, what information does Z have? First, they have the life advantage thanks to the 2 kills he made. Second, they have 1 whole minute to set up a push, so dying wouldn't be a huge deal. Third, from what he just saw, he had a teammate in basket and 2 of his teammates were close to the point. That means that the enemies are either spawning neutral or laundry. Where do they want to go? 3 options. Basket, but pushing from there is quite complicated because you have to run down the stairs and you don't have any cover. Kitchen and money room, or top heaven. If Z pushes heaven, he'll force the enemy spawn to be laundry and buy himself and his team some time. So what's the best move? Pushing heaven. He gets 1, falls back, kinetic, falls in, gets the second, and now he just needs to create space. He gets 1, checks the kitchen, and goes back to pick up 2 more. That's how you set up a proper spawn trap on a map where the spawns are complicated to anticipate. What about when they're easy to anticipate and manipulate, which is the case on only one map in the control map pool in ranked, and its firing range? There are multiple ways to spawn trap. If you're on the offensive side, you can come from tin, long A, tunnel, and if you're on the defensive side, it's either from wood, jungle, or long A. Well, he likes the A long spawn trap setup, and we'll see why. In this clip, some progress has been made on the B side, so pushing from the A side should guarantee him an easier path through the map to the spawns. He picks up 2 kills on A long, and pops his kinetic to ensure his way all the way into the spawn. Since he's not all the way into the spawns, some people can still spawn shower, and he picks one up there. He honestly misread the spawn because he thought they would spawn neutral, but he still picked up the guy coming from the shower. Now that he's right in front of the shower, and none of his teammates are in wood, he knows that people will be spawning neutral, and when he kills them, they'll spawn shower, etc., and that's just how it goes. Another example now. That's quite easy, right? Now, it's not as easy for all maps and sides, obviously, but in general, the theory is the same. The question now is probably why you should play this game mode over Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, or any other game mode. Well, we think it's the best game mode for multiple reasons. It takes the best of every game mode. You have to play your kill-death ratio just like in CDM or Frontline. You have to play objective and map control just like in Hardpoint or Domination. You have to utilize your score streaks and operators strategically, just like in Hardpoint or Domination. You can spawn trap just like in Hardpoint or Domination. And if it's a close game, you can end up in a situation where you can't respawn, which turns an objective game into something that resembles Search and Destroy a lot. And this is a personal note, but you can win even if you have the worst team. If you can't kill enough people, it doesn't matter whether your team is good or not, you'll just kill everyone and win the control round by lives. And it's also really pleasant to play because of the clips you can hit. Well, that's it for Control. We actually made a guide for S&D and Hardpoint all in one video, and you can check it out right here.